Hey everyone, I'm Johnny FD. I'm an American that bought an apartment here in Kyiv, Ukraine during war for $55,000 and spent another $6,000 renovating it. Hello, Dovidin. Congratulations on the deal.
Oh, what are you?
How old are you? But tell you, how old are you? It's finally complete, 100%, and I've been living here for a few months now. So I'm gonna give you a tour, and I'm gonna show you everything that I've changed, everything I've bought, and everything I kind of regret, things I would have done differently. A lot has changed, but actually, the apartment is much nicer than how it was before. This is all brand new. I really hope this isn't the building, because it looks like the entrance is being worked on. Oh crap, it is. Well, good news, this is way closer to the metro and the supermarket than I previously thought. So they're doing something to the facade. This is all brand new insulation. There's about 3 inches of foam and rock wool that are gonna make it quieter, as well as keep the heat in and save up to 50% energy costs during the winter. Obviously, I didn't install that myself. It was actually the tenants of the retail shops downstairs who agreed to do the entire building and make the entire facade look nice for their new business, but also as kind of a negotiation, a thank you for the residents that live here, because they knew there was going to be a lot of noise for the next 6 months to a year to do all the reconstruction, as well as build out the retail space at the bottom. I don't actually know who exactly is going to be moving in, because we honestly kind of have everything around here already. Right there is a flower shop. There's outside a supermarket, and all these are going to be for rent. Bonus. Oh, it's cool. Oh. Just a block away, there's the metro, as well as maybe a sister project of these guys. And there they opened a Dollar Tree, as well as the Ukrainian Dollar Tree, as well as a pharmacy and a Roshan, a chocolate shop. Here, the only one that is moving in so far is a little convenience store called Bonus. So who knows what's going to be down here. I'm going to guess it's going to be another pharmacy and a couple other things. But anyways, let's go upstairs. I don't know if I ever showed you what the apartment looks like from the back, but it's all residential. It's 5 stories, Ukrainian brick. It's technically what they call Khrushchevka, because it's built in 1966. But this one's really unique because half the units don't have their own kitchens or bathrooms. They share, but my unit is a 1-room apartment that has its own kitchen and own bathroom, which I completely remodeled. So let me show you guys. Here's the old Soviet entrance, nothing too nice to look at. All right, it's freezing outside because it's already November, but just wanted to show you guys my place. I guess we can start right in front of us. We have a mirror, a place to dump all your keys and everything, and my laundry machine, which is currently spinning. So this is where I keep my shoes, and I've kind of turned this into my Adidas collection closet, but it works. It's also where the hot water boiler sits, and I do love this, but I did have to buy that new. Up next, you're gonna see the closet. This is where I keep my jackets, as well as any kind of like slippers and hats and things like that. If you guys remember how this place looked when I first bought it, this was green, like army green, and these walls were all light green. So you come in, closet here. You have the kitchen here, bathroom here. Here's a bedroom. these walls were all light green and kind of like old Soviet green. And honestly, I wasn't going to paint it because it was the best looking wall out of the whole apartment. But after I finished the rest of it and I started showing it around, and when Bald came over and he was like, dude, you gotta finish painting because it looks ridiculous. Speaking of finished painting, I still haven't painted these yet. What is finished is my AI housewife. This is Svetlana, if you want to call her that, or Anastasia, whatever you want to call her. But anyways, here is the kitchen, and this is the first thing that you'll notice I upgraded. You might have seen this before. My kind of biggest gripe about living here that made me kind of a little bit unhappy, to be honest, was I couldn't really have friends over. I couldn't entertain because my living room, which we're going to see in a second, is also my bedroom. And it kind of just feels uncomfortable just have people come in and just like sit next to your bed the whole time. It's kind of like why you don't have friends over to your hotel room or your dorm room to hang out. And this was originally pushed up against the wall with some different chairs and stools. This is kind of ghetto. You see they didn't even bother taping it. They painted, so you can tell right away this isn't a good renovation, but this looks fine actually. This will clean up relatively nicely. Brick. There's room for a table. There's a fridge. And I decided to move this out a bit and put a bench here. So now I can actually sit 4 people, maybe 5 in a pinch. And this table is big enough to like have meals, to play board games, and actually use this as like a kitchen living room, or at least kitchen dining room. I originally even thought about using this as an office. I actually used it for the first month, and it was nice just having 2 separate rooms. But I'm really happy I have it this way. I can still bring my laptop over if I really wanted. But now with my iPad here, what I do is actually have all my meals here instead of in front of the TV on the couch. The best thing about that has been, I don't know, I kind of feel like when I eat, I'm just like eating. I'm not just like lounging on a couch in front of the TV, which I think is even less healthy. And second, my living room, bedroom doesn't smell like food and doesn't get dirty anymore. So I think it's been a nice upgrade. Aside from that, I didn't do that much to this kitchen. This was already here. I kind of just cleaned everything up. I painted everything white. I added this trim, which I know some people laugh about. I did some artwork. I did these magnetic shelves, which I still love. They're so strong. And I kind of just, made the place a little bit nicer. And I'm sure some of you are going to say, oh yeah, like you should finish painting it or get rid of the brown trim or something. I guess I could, but honestly, this is always going to be a somewhat old apartment unless I knock down the whole thing. And I'm going to get into the prices, my method to my madness, and why I didn't do a full remodel, why I just did kind of like a partial cleanup, a partial remodel. Some would say I did the least amount of work possible for the least amount of money, and I did the most ghetto renovation landlord special, even though it's my own home. But I'll explain all that. The only real significant difference in the kitchen that I changed was I had someone come in and basically refurbish the entire floor. It used to be really orange and really, really bad condition. It's not perfect now, but actually it looks okay, and it'll do. The countertops are all fine. I love these back tiles, actually. And actually, I didn't think I would like induction, but now that I have gotten used to it, I really like it. I think I like it more than gas now, especially combined with an air fryer. But whoa. Before you guys freak out about the gas comment, I'm a big cook. I like cooking, and I liked gas cooking because you can see the fire, you can feel it. And I hated induction. Every time I've ever rented an Airbnb and had induction, I absolutely hated it. But when you actually get used to it in your own home, it's a different story. Like I remember I used to always like accidentally lock and then like nothing works. I'm like, oh my God, this sucks. How do you do it? You can look it up. But then you like realize like, just don't press this button. But if you do, hold it down for a few seconds and it turns off. And then if you want to turn it on, you can really like adjust the temperature like really, really perfect. Like if you want it exactly at, you know, let's say 2 or something for this one, like you can have exactly 2. Like it's a really nice system. It's much safer than gas. You don't have to worry about gas leaks or dying like from CO2 poisoning. I don't know. I was team gas, but honestly, I think the future is going to be electric. Okay, so the other major renovation I did was the bathroom. This one I hired Sasha, if you guys remember. This used to be in such bad condition, but now... I don't know who did this design. Half tub. That's okay. This needs to be repainted, but this is tight, but that's okay. Okay. But now it's basically a brand new bathroom, brand new shower. That's actually very comfortable. I was a bit worried because it is a bit tight, but I fit in here just fine, and it never leaks water or anything. I really like having this rain shower and this other thing. I ended up having him screw this on because it was falling off. This IKEA suction hook though works perfectly. This in-wall thing works pretty nice. And I love my Mona Lisa. She makes me so happy every time. She makes me so happy every time I come in here and I have guests over. I don't know, just it transformed this otherwise very sterile bathroom into something, you know, kind of fun and unique. And ironically, I don't know if you guys saw, but Donald J. Trump decided to renovate the White House bathroom to this exact style. Maybe he saw my videos and he got inspired, who knows. And as for functionality, I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but this actually opens and keeps all my stuff, my like cologne and toothpaste and like face creams, my head shaver. That's great. And I guess last but not least, it's the main room. This is, all the furniture is new actually. The floors are new. I had someone come in and sand everything. The white parts of the walls are all painted. This furniture piece and this mirror, I really like it because now when you walk in, when you have this sheer curtain here, you don't see the bed at all. Like you really have to stare hard to see it. So this kind of is the end of the room, and this bounce back makes the room kind of look big. Nice lights and dresser. Here's my sofa. I know some of you think it's too small or hate it, but for the size of the room, it does its job, and it's comfortable enough. Let's say that. I did end up moving my workspace here, and even though I liked having this separate office in the kitchen, this just kind of fits better here, to be honest. And I like having this little setup. I love this chair. I'm really happy I bought this. It's very comfortable. As well as this that Sasha helped me install. One thing that might drive you absolutely insane, especially with OCD, is this isn't centered on the wall, and it's not centered on the TV console. And it's because the mount I bought, I didn't realize that when it's pushed back, it has to go on one side or the other side. So either way, it's not going to be centered with the couch or centered with the room, if that makes sense. It's just a really weird design. It only centers when it's pulled out to the middle, but then when it's pulled out to the middle, it's kind of taking up room, if that makes sense. Let me show you. So let's say you're sitting on the couch and you want to watch TV. Now this is perfectly centered with this and the wall. You actually do have to adjust it because it tilts. This is, I don't know why they even have this as an option, because you would never need or want to tilt it. But it does involve me getting up to fix it once in a while. But what I do like is it actually brings the TV a bit closer, which makes the TV feel a lot bigger. I know in the US it's normal to have like a 70-inch TV now, or an 80-inch TV, or some people even like a 90-inch TV. But first off, they're really expensive outside of the US. I don't know if you realize this, but In America, TVs are subsidized by like Netflix, Hulu, and all these companies that pre-install their software. So you sign up as a recurring payment, and they get a commission from it. In other countries, either they get a much smaller commission or they don't get a commission at all. So those TVs are much, much more expensive. Also, it would just look strange to have that big of a TV on the wall in my small apartment. It's not like I'm in like some giant, 4,000 square foot house or something, or 12,000 square foot house. I don't even know that. But when I do pull it closer, it gives me the same kind of effect of having a really big TV. And then but then when I'm not using it, I can kind of just put it away a bit. It's out of the way, and it gives me room to walk around and not bump into it, if that makes sense. The other huge benefit of this that I didn't even realize I would like is I can tilt it quite a bit. And the benefit of this, I can watch it from inside my bed, in my bedroom. So let's say I'm like having a lazy day, I want to chill, I have a girl over, I'm going to watch a movie. We can move this to the side, and we can actually zoom in and have a nice movie night. I'm just washing my sheets, so to be not get everything dirty, but this bedroom is amazing, by the way. I'm very, very happy with this bed. It's very comfortable, perfect size. I was worried that a 140 by 200 bed would be not wide enough for me, and especially for two people, but it's been okay, actually. The design of this bed is great. This mattress is amazing. And what I really like, let me show you guys. I have plenty of storage. Can you guys see that? All this is storage. I have my winter jackets. I have some like extra sheets, everything on my bags, extra like pillows, just random things that I don't really need every day. So this has been amazing. I'm really, really happy. Like the bed situation has been absolutely perfect. And I didn't know I would enjoy watching movies from bed as much as I do. But it's been a great blessing, as well as a money saver, because I can just use the same TV for the living room and the bedroom, just on a swivel. So it's been really nice. And maybe this is where you can actually see how big this room actually is, because you're sitting on the desk right now and all the way here. And when I close this, it really does give me the privacy and make it feel like I'm in a separate room. All right. Tour continues, guys. Oh, this might be the good thumbnail. Let me show you guys the rest. Actually, you know what? I think that's it. I think I showed you everything. But let me break down the costs and answer some of the questions that some of you may have, and as well tell you the things I wish I would have done differently if I can just do all this, do a do-over. The price of this apartment was actually only $52,000 US, which was about $1,600 per square meter, which was actually ironically the same price it was before the war. So you would think it went down because of it, but prices around the world have gone up, and the prices in Kyiv and Lviv have gone up because they've been like relatively safe cities for people to move to. So a lot of people who are living in the east or displaced, or Russia just blew up their homes, they decided to move to Lviv or to Kyiv. So this is kind of why the prices haven't really changed. Also, cost of labor has gone up, as well as building supplies, and there's just less new buildings being built. So it was a good price for this location because I'm right in Podil, but actually it probably sat on the market for a long time. First off, because of the war, but also Ukrainians don't actually want to live in like one room old Soviet buildings. They want to live in a new build. So the only people buying these would be either people who can't afford anything else, but for some reason really need to live like right in the center, which I think back in the day might have been for like your parents buy it for their university student or something. But if you have a family, if you have a normal job, you're not going to buy this place. So really, it was only going to be people like me, like foreigners, who don't have a big budget to buy something really fancy, but want to live like in a cool neighborhood and then just do the renovations. That being said, if I listed it for sale now, I think it would sell faster because I've done the renovations and it doesn't smell like smoke anymore. It doesn't have like crappy orange Soviet floors. Doesn't have that terrible Soviet bathroom. And because they finished the renovation on the outside, so the building looks better. So if I wanted to sell it, I could probably get $65,000 or maybe $70,000 for it. How long it would take to sell, I have no idea, but I think that would be the actual list price. So I would make a small profit, but at the same time, I put in a lot of time and labor on my own. So I definitely am not going to flip it. And there's also some tax implications if you sell it within the first 3 years. So I'm just going to keep this as my own kind of residence when I'm living in Ukraine. I still own the nice big apartment on Bassania, but that's rented out long term to a European diplomat. And unfortunately, she's actually moving out, so I'm going to have to find another tenant, but hopefully I'll find someone similar to her, or at least in a similar position, also to rent long term. Oh, by the way, I'm really happy with this. Like, I'm glad I didn't put a big storage in it. It's kind of nice having a little bit of an empty space here and just kind of more room to like move around, and to have this nice big drawer instead. This has been fantastic just to keep my stuff, completely out of the way. And these unit drawers are so much easier to open and close than the other brand. This has been fine. Like, it's like nothing amazing, but I'm pretty happy with the whole setup of how I set everything up. And I think it's 100% optimized now. I don't think I can optimize it any better in terms of layout or living. Except, of course, if I did a huge major renovation that some people had mentioned, like knocking down that kitchen and turning that into a bedroom, or knocking down a wall. All these things are possible, but it would not be worth it, because with real estate, you never want to have the most expensive house on the block. You never want to have the nicest, most updated apartment in the building. You would just never get your money back for it. So I understand this is an old building, and if I have it kind of like nice and livable and comfortable for me, that's kind of where I should leave it. I should never try to make it into something that's not. A few people also had questions about like insurance or mortgage and things like that. You know, Ukraine's kind of the Wild West when it comes to real estate. There's no mortgages especially for like secondhand apartments, like secondary market units. If you don't have money up front to buy something, what you would normally do is you would put down like partial payments or deposit on a new build and just kind of pray and hope that first it'll actually get finished relatively on time and you can make your payments. This way you'll have a nice new apartment that you can move into maybe 5 years down the line and make payments along the way. If you want something old like this, you pretty much just have to pay cash for it. If you're the very small minority to get a loan or mortgage, you're going to pay an insane amount of interest. I'm talking like 15% or more. So no one does that. And same with insurance. I know it's a weird concept, but insurance isn't really a thing in Ukraine, especially home insurance. It kind of exists. Nobody has it. And I think mostly because they don't really know if they're going to pay out or not. It doesn't cover things like war, so it's kind of useless right now anyways. And it's just one of those things. It's just like, you just don't have insurance on here. So, yep, knock on wood, but that's It's the way the cookie crumbles out here, guys. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my apartment tour. Let me give you a couple of fun factoids while we're here. It's kind of the first week of November right now, and this is on, but it's hot out today. Like, it just happens to be a warm day, which is why the windows are open. I don't know why the last tenant used that. Maybe just for like the few days where it gets cold before the heating turned on. This soundbar I love. The subwoofer's here in the corner, and luckily I don't have a neighbor on this side or on this side, and downstairs is a shop with. So the only people I can piss off are people above me or people who are like like a hallway, a bathroom, and their kitchen over. And this is why I've only been messaged once about the music, and it wasn't even because of the music. Like, for music, like, they've actually been fine with it. The only time it was when I had all my windows and doors open for some reason, and I was playing a Call of Duty Soviet one, like at full blast, and it just like sounded like machine gun fire. And there's like, and they texted me because I'm in the group chat for the building, and everyone has my number, and they're just like, do you mind turning down a little bit? You know, it's like, you're scaring the kids. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But that was literally the only time. I think with the music and everything, they don't really hear it. And I've checked. I've actually like had my music on full blast and went into the hallways. And yeah, these old brick buildings, especially with this new installation, it's really soundproof. Like, I hardly hear my neighbors ever. So it's been really, really nice. This mini split also works. I know it's ugly because it's yellow, but it works for heat and for cool. Really good energy usage. I wish more people in like the US would use it. And yeah, I'm very happy, guys. I'm very happy with this life. I like having like a simple washing machine here. I like having my little dryer rack. I like this little simple life I've created for myself. These past couple years, I would say, I've been like really looking for some kind of stability and a home base, somewhere I can be comfortable living. And in Thailand, I always just kind of felt like I can never really create roots there. I always felt like a perpetual tourist. In the US, I never really felt 100% at home either. And now with all the kind of craziness happening, I don't want to be there. So Ukraine's been my home. And I think if it wasn't for the war, maybe I would have invested in a much nicer apartment, more expensive one. Especially if I was here, you know, more of the year. But with the war happening, with all the Shahid attacks, I just wasn't comfortable in putting more than like, actually, I don't know. I was gonna say 70 grand, but I almost bought 2 apartments by accident. So yeah, I didn't really want to like put all my eggs in one basket, if that makes sense. So I just thought, you know what, let's go back to my minimal ways and like get something that I can be comfortable in, but not like worry about too much. So this has kind of been perfect, to be honest. It's been a fun learning experience as well. I'm sure you guys who are watching my renovations are either thinking, wow, I can't believe Johnny actually pulled that off. Like, it looked terrible. He looked like he had no idea what he was doing, which I honestly didn't. But somehow the place actually looks pretty good, pretty cozy and comfortable. And some of you might be thinking, you know what, I can live there. Like, I can live in a place like that. And some of you might be thinking, like, Johnny, you're a grown-ass man. You've made a lot of money in your life. Why the hell are you selling yourself short and living in such, like, primitive conditions? You know, why aren't you, like, living in a nice new apartment, own a big house? And I want to say to you guys, I've done that, and I've enjoyed it. I'm not blind. I understand that I could spend more money and I could have a higher quality of life. But for me, honestly, I'm really serious when I say this, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't care about status. I don't care about nice things. But the thing that right now that I value most in my life is free time, low stress, and just, I won't say peace of mind, but like not needing to worry about things and not like taking big risks anymore. And I know this is kind of crazy from someone being, living in Kyiv, especially right now during war. But this is my way of minimalism and like having flexibility in life. I'm going to be signing a long-term lease in Thailand for my new apartment that I'm going to have there, and the plan is to spend half the year there and half the year here, and be able to afford both without having them be too much of a financial burden. I actually threw away the floor fan just because it was taking up so much space and I wasn't really using it. But as a way to dry this quicker and get rid of some humidity, I'm gonna plug this in. Is this strange? Is this ghetto? It works. Oh, by the way, I think I'm gonna make a separate channel members only video just explaining all these, kind of just like bonus content. So if you're a channel member, any of the tiers, look up for that video. The reason why I don't really want to talk about it publicly is, first off, it's gonna be a long video. I don't know if most people care. But secondly, some of these I gotta be like a bit ambiguous about because they're like people I know. Anyways, watch the video if you're curious. You also get some other perks like early access to new videos as they come out. I want to thank all the channel members, but also I just want to let you guys know that even if you're not a channel member, I really appreciate all of you. You don't need to be a channel member. You get 99% of the videos eventually publicly anyways. And little things like this, though I wouldn't make it as a main channel video because I don't think enough people are going to watch it. Or when I upload like my stand-up comedy, it just doesn't fit anywhere. So if I didn't have the channel members, it just wouldn't get made or just wouldn't get recorded or uploaded in the first place. So really, it's just like bonus content. You're not missing out anything if you don't sign up. But if you do, I do appreciate it. And I appreciate all of your support, everyone. I'm really happy that this home is finally finished, even though people do say that once you start renovating an old place, it's never really finished. So maybe one day I'll end up replacing all the doors. Maybe one day I'll like paint the whole place or swap something out. But for now, I'm done. I'm very happy to have this as my Kyiv home base and to be able to lock it up when I'm gone and not have to rent it out because it's not that expensive anyways. I can let friends use it. I have plenty of friends in town who can check up on it. And I'm going to continue my next journey, guys. So please follow along, subscribe, and then you see where I'm going to be living in Thailand. Let me know what you guys think. Was there anything in this apartment that you were surprised about? Do you think this was an amazing deal for $61,000 altogether, like with the furniture and the renovation? Or do you think I'm insane still for buying it? Let me know. I'm curious. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, cacao. Time to play a little Xbox. Age of Mythology. Best game, guys. By the way, this is my speed test for my internet. Look how fast this is. And this is on Wi-Fi too. It's not even plugged into the download speed might be like a tenth of what the upload speed is. But here it's almost always exactly the same.